In the city of Jhansi, 60-year-old Sushila Devi was found dead in her home. Police initially treated the scene as a robbery gone wrong, noting that cash and jewelry were missing from her room. But the investigation quickly focused on a suspect much closer to home, her 29-year-old daughter-in-law, Pooja Jatav. According to police, Pooja was incensed that Sushila refused to sell 18 bighas of ancestral land. She allegedly conspired with her sister and a boyfriend to drug Sushila with a poison injection before strangling her. Detectives soon uncovered a history of violence. 11 years prior, Pooja reportedly hired a hitman to assassinate her first husband. He survived the shooting. Years later, her second husband died in a road accident, a death that police are now reinvestigating as a calculated murder. The family dynamic was equally turbulent. Investigators detailed Pooja's alleged affairs with her married brother-in-law and inappropriate relationships with her father-in-law, framing a narrative of a woman obsessed with consolidating control over family property. National outlets seized on these salacious details. Headlines focused on the sinister plans and shocking rap sheet, providing the public with an immediate, one-sided image of an evil mastermind. Consider the timeline. As of these reports, Pooja Jatav has only been arrested. She has not stood trial, and no evidence has been tested in court. By absorbing this media framing, we have effectively reached a verdict before a judge has even opened the case file. Historically, the press has served as a vital corrective to the Indian justice system. By reviving stalled investigations and exposing institutional apathy, as seen in the Priyadarshini Mattu case, journalistic pressure has forced accountability where the system initially failed. Today's media environment operates under different pressures. The race for television rating points and digital virality has transformed news studios into parallel courts, where viewership metrics often override the standards of reporting. This creates a clash between constitutional pillars. Article 19(1)(a) guarantees freedom of expression, empowering the press. Article 21 requires life, liberty, and a fair trial. Media trials disrupt this equilibrium. Broadcasting unverified theories as absolute facts bypasses the courtroom entirely. When newsrooms assume the role of judge and jury to drive engagement, they discard the legal presumption of innocence that is supposed to protect every citizen. India possesses laws to prevent this interference. The Contempt of Courts Act and the Cable Television Networks Act allow for the punishment of reporting that prejudices active proceedings. But these frameworks were built for a different age. The 1971 Contempt Act was designed for print and television. This has left a regulatory void for digital platforms, where independent YouTube channels and social media influencers operate with almost no statutory oversight. These platforms amplify premature evidence through unauthorized leaks from police briefings. These porous flows of information allow unverified details to saturate the public consciousness long before a defense attorney can even challenge them. This exposure has direct consequences for the courtroom. Massive publicity can intimidate witnesses into silence and permanently taint the perception of physical evidence. It also creates immense psychological pressure for judges and prosecutors. While the system aims for impartiality, its participants are not insulated from an environment of overwhelming societal outrage demanding a specific conviction. This lack of oversight allows public sentiment to actively sabotage the mechanics of due process, undermining the very system it claims to be assisting. The judiciary is now signaling a limit. In 2023, the Supreme Court of India directed the Home Ministry to frame strict guidelines for police interactions with the press, aiming to cut off the supply of custodial leaks. In November 2024, the Kerala High Court issued a scathing condemnation of outlets operating as kangaroo courts. The ruling warned that media houses pronouncing guilt prematurely are direct threats to the dignity and privacy of the accused. Other nations offer a more restrictive model. The United Kingdom's Contempt of Court Act uses a rule of strict liability, making it a criminal offense to publish any material that creates a substantial risk of prejudicing active proceedings, regardless of the publisher's intent. The case against Pooja Jatav involves disturbing allegations and a trail of suspicious deaths. But whether those allegations equate to legal guilt is a question that can only be answered by a court of law, not the collective outrage of a comment section. Allowing unregulated newsrooms to dictate verdicts based on outrage violates the rights of the accused and shatters the integrity of the justice system.